Hurricane Dorian made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane last week in Florida. But now we're monitoring a new storm that has been churning in the Atlantic. Hurricane Lee is quickly gaining strength, and it has now hit that Category 5 status. Check this out. This is a look from our weather radar. A lot of forecasters say that Lee is expected to take a sharp right turn, so it won't necessarily be hitting Florida, but it may be impacting some of those Caribbean islands, also Puerto Rico. It is a U.S. territory, so it's one of those places that is going to request aid from FEMA if it does get hit hard by Hurricane Lee. It's undergoing rapid intensification and reached Category 5 status today. Just yesterday, earlier in the day, it was a Category 1. It went all the way up to Category 4 in these last 2 days, and now a Category 5 at last. So let's take another look at some of these graphics, courtesy of our partners at Fox Weather. That hurricane intensively and rapidly intensifying. Hurricane Hunter aircraft spent tonight examining the storm and found pressures around 928 millibars and winds of around 160 miles per hour. The latest forecast shows that the hurricane will continue to strengthen and could have winds around 180 miles per hour by tomorrow evening, excuse me. So that is on Friday. This would make the cyclone the strongest system in the Atlantic since Hurricane Dorian in 2019 hit the Bahamas with wind speeds of about 185 miles per hour. This is something that we are watching intensely here. Even though it is not expected to hit Florida or any part of the U.S. except for maybe Puerto Rico, which again is a U.S. territory, it still could cause some real devastation. And when we speak to meteorologists and other forecasters alike, they say that the behaviors of a hurricane are really unpredictable. So it's something that we will follow closely. We also have this tweet from Paul Delgado. He is a meteorologist down at Fox 13 in Tampa. Last week, when Hurricane Dorian hit Florida, we did dip into their coverage a lot because they were going wall to wall. Here in this tweet, Paul Delgado says, "No shocker here. Based on satellite and recon data, Hurricane Lee is now a Cat 5 with max sustained winds of 160 miles per hour. 180 plus miles per hour is possible tomorrow." Again, that's on Friday, which would make it one of the most intense hurricanes on record in the Atlantic east of the Caribbean. So definitely something that forecasters are worried about. Here is another post on that social media platform X by the National Hurricane Center. It says, Hurricane Lee Advisory 11. Lee becomes a Category 5 hurricane. Dangerous beach conditions expected to develop around the Western Atlantic through early next week. The National Hurricane Center is an organization that we do talk with closely when it comes to these intense, severe storms. Just yesterday, we did have a conversation with a meteorologist at the National Weather Service who told us that these types of intense storms may become more common as the earth continues to get warmer. And we are only just approaching the peak of hurricane season, which, as many people know, is in September. With September only just starting, it is expected that we are going to see many more major hurricanes. But for now, Hurricane Lee has been upgraded to a Category 5, and that is the highest level when it comes to measuring the strength of a hurricane. So this is something that we're going to continue to monitor over the next few days. And tomorrow, it does expect to be at the strongest level yet.